Seriously, how long does it take Johnny Bones to stop practicing spinning elbows on his wife's face and sign the damn fight? Welcome back, degenerates. It's UFC Bot, your one-stop shop for brutally honest takes, offensive commentary, and MMA jokes that'll make casual fans cry harder than Brendan Schaub watching his own comedy special. Throw on your favorite fight replay, grab a controller, and buckle the fuck up. Alright, let's dive straight into this steaming pile of MMA bullshit. Jon Jones versus Francis Ngannou. People are losing their shit about this rumored $50 million super fight. Mostly casuals, of course, because anyone with a brain knows Dana White would rather bend over and offer Jon his own pale ass than let PFL steal UFC spotlight. Ngannou is a terrifying striker with freak power, but let's be fucking real, his grappling is straight up garbage. Even Cyril Gane, who got wrestle-fucked by Jones like a white belt, managed to take Francis down. Smaller, older, busted-up Stipe Miocic out-grappled him easily, proving Francis is helpless on the ground. Jones would simply wrestle Francis into oblivion, ankle-pick him into submission, and walk away barely breaking a sweat. But Jones knows he's safer beating his wife at home than risking getting sent to the Shadow Realm by a lucky Francis uppercut, so he'll probably stall forever. Fuck you, Jon. Sign the fight or retire already. Next, we've got Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler, two fighters who both managed to be exciting and shit simultaneously. Chandler could easily chin Paddy early because Paddy's boxing defense is worse than women's MMA fundamentals. Yeah, fucking horrendous. But Chandler has literally the worst fight IQ in the UFC. He'll land bombs early, get excited and shoot a brain-dead takedown right into a guillotine or triangle choke because that's classic Chandler. Great athlete, absolute dogshit fight strategy. If Paddy wants to win, he should just let Chandler dive into a choke, but Paddy's too busy eating pizza between camps to make a decent game plan. This fight determines who sucks less, and honestly, we're here for this beautiful train wreck. Then we've got the endless bullshit saga, Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. How in the fuck is the interim champ more active and respected than the actual heavyweight champion? Oh yeah, because Jones is too busy doing coke and practicing combos on his wife's skull. Logically, we haven't seen Aspinall handle elite-level wrestling. Let's be real, English wrestling is about as effective as your drunk uncle fighting at a barbecue. But if this stays standing, Tom Aspinall would absolutely smash Jones. Heart says Aspinall lands a crisp, brutal combination and leaves Jones staring at the ceiling lights, knocked into retirement. But sadly, Brain says Jones might wrestle-fuck Tom into oblivion. Jones knows this. That's why he's stalling harder than Nate Diaz in contract negotiations. For fuck's sake, Dana, strip Jones if he doesn't sign soon. Speaking of embarrassing losses, Leon Edwards got exposed again by Sean Brady at UFC London. Edwards once again proving British wrestling is about as good as women's MMA. In other words, fucking terrible. Sean Brady pressured him relentlessly, and Leon couldn't set up any of his usual tricky bullshit. It proved that Colby Covington actually had the perfect style to beat Edwards, but chickened out, boxing the air and shadow boxing like an absolute bitch. Good job, Brady. You showed the world how to properly expose English MMA. Wrestle, pressure, repeat, easy win. Magomed Ankalaev beat Alex Pereira, causing internet meltdowns. Fans blaming Pereira's illness pre-fight, but honestly, Ankalaev is just that good. Ankalaev is Russian. He gives zero fucks about your illnesses. He'll beat your ass with or without antibiotics. Ankalaev strategically pressured Pereira backward to kill his striking, dominated clinches and ground him down. Now everyone's whining about Pereira's health, demanding a rematch. Tough shit, Alex. Next time, don't show up half dead and maybe you won't lose your belt. Meanwhile, Conor McGregor's comeback remains as real as women's MMA being entertaining. Hint, fucking non-existent. Conor hasn't fought since dinosaurs roamed the earth, yet fans still buy his coke-fueled Twitter rants. Quick reminder, degenerates, McGregor will never fight a top 5 lightweight again, and if he does, every one of them would brutalize him. Islam would wrestle-fuck Conor into retirement, Gaethje would break his legs with kicks, Oliveira would choke him unconscious faster than Khabib did, Poirier would knock him out again for laughs, and Chandler, despite his bullshit IQ, would flatten him. Stay retired, Conor, because any comeback ends in brutal embarrassment and meme status. Khamzat Chimaev's next fight is a mystery. He deserves a title shot at 185, even though Nassourdine Imavov earned it more. Still, Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis would be absolute madness. Dricus is awkward, unpredictable, and powerful. Perfect style to make this fight pure chaos. Book that shit immediately, Dana, because Chimaev versus anyone is must-watch violence. Kayla Harrison joins UFC, instantly receiving a title shot because women's MMA is so fucking thin she could literally fight tomorrow and become champion. Does she deserve immediate title fights? Probably not. But the division is emptier than Brendan Schaub's comedy show audiences. Kayla wins one fight and is already top of the heap. Congrats, Kayla, for beating up soccer moms to UFC gold. Fans constantly debate UFC pound-for-pound rankings, but who gives a shit when star power is fading faster than McGregor's hairline? With no real megastars left, the UFC is clinging desperately to fighters like Jones, who barely fight once a decade, and praying Islam and Aspinall become mainstream. Keep dreaming, Dana. Your roster is thinning faster than Dana's own hair. Now for matchups fans care about. Merab versus Sean O'Malley would be insane. Merab pressuring O'Malley relentlessly, seeing if O'Malley's legs snap again or if Sugar can somehow land that one perfect KO shot. Still, Merab likely wrestles Sugar into submission, proving wrestling is king. But fuck it. At least it would be entertaining. Chimaev versus Dricus would be pure chaos. Dricus hits like a truck, but Chimaev wrestles like a Dagestani machine. It's a toss-up, with Chimaev probably mauling Dricus early. Either way, we're guaranteed violence, blood, and someone getting brutally finished. Sign us the fuck up. And quick reminder, women's MMA still sucks worse than Dana White's slap fighting league. Literally fucking unwatchable. Final predictions. Jon Jones versus Aspinall. Brain says Jones wrestle fucks Tom badly, but fuck logic. Aspinall catches Jones and KOs him brutally, sending Jon into retirement with his skull detached from his spine. Unless Jones pictures Tom as his wife, then Aspinall gets smashed worse than Jon's marriage vows. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Islam probably wrestle fucks Topuria and dominates, because Topuria hasn't proved shit against elite wrestling. Topuria might survive early, but Islam tires him out, then likely chokes him out or gets a late KO. Heart wants Topuria to win, but logic says Islam dominates this matchup. Subscribe or Brendan Schaub headlines your next birthday party. Comment or your next PPV is headlined by Holly Holm versus Air. Like or Dana White books you against Dagestani wrestlers for your first amateur fight. Stay filthy, you degenerates. See you tomorrow for more brutally offensive MMA commentary.